Alright, back for round two. So this time I'm just going to play little clips. I didn't take much in the way of notes. Just really irritating stuff. All this Drake equation crap. These pronouncements by these slanderers of even the scientific method. Emphatic statements about what a fact is based on a complete non-understanding of probability science, biological science, earth science, physical science, none of it. Just trash it all with absolute bold statements. This is nothing but this is creationism all over the place. Over an issue completely irrelevant. I've already argued this dozens of times. I never brought up the Drake equation as an argument for ephilism or antinatalism or any of that. I just think it's crap. Okay, it doesn't have anything to do. How does it change anything? For you idiots to sit there and tell me, well, because there's cholera in America, we won't cure it in Europe. I mean, how does alien life in the universe change the fact of our circumstance? If you own 5 stocks that are losing money, how is it not a good idea to sell one of them? I mean, you know, this is just, if you have 5 leeches on your nutsack, how is it not a good idea to pull off one of them? I mean, this is just an idiotic argument. But anyway, it doesn't really matter, because this just demonstrates how caustic, how afraid they are of the facts. That they'll slander what you can tell from probability, what you can tell from the science that exists, and they will pretend that there's a mystery out there. That's at least Styzor's plan. Let's just pretend we don't understand. There's a special jack-in-the-box secret to life that's going to pop out and go, surprise, this was the secret all along. It's like God knows best. You know, that bullshit you'd always hear as a kid. It's God's way. There's a phrase for that. You know, but only He knows, right? And it's, oh yeah, it's a mystery to us because, yeah, well, we're just dumb humans, so we don't know the mystery plan that God has. It's all part of God's plan. Yeah, Styzor has one of those. When we know what we are, so again, there's no connection to their philosophy whatsoever to a single core fact of our origins. Our origins on planet Earth, it's just a replicating piece of chemistry. All it did was replicate with a schema that had a blueprint. So that was the key combination. Replicating, maybe life, maybe matter can replicate now and then. It can get into a configuration where it makes a copy. I don't think so, but yeah, let's just say it happens now and then. The real key was you need to have the DNA molecule. You need to have the blueprint molecule. Originally the DNA wasn't a blueprint. Originally it was probably manufacturing the copy by an actual process. And then it became a representation of the process. Okay, the division became a mechanical process of the pieces of the cell, and the key part of the chromosome was just a guide to how the procedure should go. But anyway, that's the key to evolution. You don't have evolution in any kind of expedited, efficient, fast manner without having the real game is mutations on a DNA code. It's really hard to mutate the physical device. It's really easy to mutate a copy of the drawing, the blueprint. It's really easy to erase shit. It's easy to spill coffee on it. It's really easy to fuck the blueprint up when there's a blueprint. So anyway, this is, and then we can go through all these elements of evolution. You know, prokaryote, eukaryote transition only happened once. The electrical nervous system only happened once. I mean, these are things that only happen once. There's no evidence this happens all the time. I've made the argument dozens of times, just dozens of times. They never respond to the argument. If Carl Sagan was to visit planet Earth, and Earth never became a land, no land surface, it was just the ocean, the most he'd have to go shake hands with a fucking octopus. He could go to the octopus, look, I got a gold record. Look at my gold record. Look, it's got humans on it and stuff. Yeah, there's songs and pictures and all kinds of fun stuff. You get it, Mr. Octopus? Yeah. That would be the intelligent life in the universe. Would be a fucking octopus. All right, an octopus ain't. Guess what? You know, give an octopus another 1 billion years, it's still going to be an octopus. All right, life just doesn't go anywhere. Dragonflies have been dragonflies for 300 fucking million years. Why didn't they get brains? Why didn't they need to get all smarty-ated? Oh, that's right, because their job isn't to be smart. Their job is to eat mosquitoes. You know, you people are just so full of shit. You connect none of this to reality. You just connect it to a fantasy narrative you have of riding your unicorn, your electronic golden yellow unicorn through the universe singing Yahoo songs. I mean, you're just so full of fucking shit. You're worse than creationists. You don't even have a god to found your nonsense. You just make up babble and say somehow, oh, it's not replicating for the sake of replication. It's not survival for the sake of survival. Yet that is where every single fact points to. And yet they'll deny it. It's just so obscene. So anyway, let's play. I'll just jump through this shit. It's just shit. It doesn't deserve anything other than a qualification. It's just steaming piles of shit.
I believe it's subjective, and it does matter. It is real.
So it's subjectively real. See, so this is where he perverts language again. Subjective, as used in the conversation previous and used in my conversations with Hythloday, is being used to describe an emotional reaction that's personal to you, conditioned reaction, an erroneous subjective bias. Yeah, that's kind of disqualified. That's why we're using subjective as a derogatory term. Now listen to this shit.
Subjects are something that really exist. The universe has created these subjects, or they have come to be, however you want to phrase it, just as much as a waterfall or any other objective thing out there in the world. We are physical beings. As physical beings, we have subjective points of view. We can't explain physically at all how that comes about at the moment.
Right, and this guy's discounting a theory that says we feel. Yeah, so he can tell us what all this shit is, but if I say we feel, I've broken the rules.
But it clearly comes about. We're here, and it does matter. So we don't have to choose.
Yeah, why does it matter? See, again, he says we're here, and it does matter, and he doesn't. No punchline. Why does it matter? Because you think so? Because you have a notion in your fucking head? No, that's not mattering, fuckhead.
The dichotomy of trying to find something objective in order for something to count. And if we do that, we're going to find out we come up to this zero, this null hypothesis. We're going to subtract out everything that makes values and say what values are really there if you subtract out subjectivity. And we're going to find none, because that's just a bunch of rocks and they don't do valuation.
So again, he just keeps talking about things doing evaluation. He's not talking about things feeling. So again, why would I consider an evaluation not connected to a feeling to mean anything? If a computer calculates a number and says 1,678,000, there, it's done something. Why should I be fucking impressed unless it's going to feel something? So again, just evade the fact that there's no way you can make a value equation about anything if you're not going to include suffering as part of the game. The reason why the Holocaust sucked is because it made the victims suffer, it made their families suffer, and the suffering just went on for decades after it was over because it was a big ball of suffering. That's what made it suck. And you assholes are just pretending it's something else. Well, there is nothing else.
So
No, but the point is, if you take that analogy that you just put on, well, you know, the whole point of why an F list is an F list is a subjective narrative. The subjective view is what is objectivity.
So their subjective view is what is objectivity. I mean, there's really no point in listening to this. He is insane. He's a fucking insane turd. Ugh, God, fish vomit. All right, see what we got here.
Somalia has just pain and suffering. And way back when I first started talking to this group, and sort of an early generation of this group, I got the impression that if anything, it's more of a ennui kind of.
Yeah, there you go. So you just, there's so little that you can only have contempt for this personalization of a friggin' argument that's been spelled out 7 million meticulous ways in terms of a logical deduction. Okay, how many times do I have to point out it's a replicating molecule, metaphorable, quite rationally metaphored to gladiator contest, for which there is no prize. There will be no cures for anything. There will be no magical anything. There's just going to be some asshole with a bloody sword who holds it up and says, I win. That's all you're playing for. Okay? That's it. You're just victim creators. You're problem makers. And the only use intelligence has is to clean up the mess you keep fucking making. That's the reality of it. And you're going to call that ennui. Fuck you. Fuck you. God, these people suck. I mean, you really want me to just get personal into your character? You have no fucking penis, okay? You have a vagina, all right? And that's your fucking ego problem. And so you keep trying to compensate for your flabby clitoris. You fucking cunt. Ennui. Fuck you.
Lays of like a liberal a sort of a wealthy person, which can be relative, right? Anybody in the West could be aware enough to see themselves as relatively wealthy on a world scale, and feeling a kind of guilt for that, a liberal guilt.
Yeah, yes. Amazing, right? Just fucking amazing. You rape somebody, okay? You drunk drive, and you're saying, I think it's obscene and disgusting. You make me want to goddamn puke, and you're going to say I have guilt? No, you suck, motherfucker. Okay, I'll defend myself. I'll say I should get exactly what I deserve. I'm perfectly comfortable saying those words. Will you say those words? Say the words to me. Repeat after me. I should get exactly what I have earned. Okay? So if I'm wrong, yeah, then I should get twisted into all kinds of knots and all the rest of this shit, okay? If I've denied the universe joy and pleasure and I've committed a horrible crime, then yeah, I'll take my imprisonment, okay? But I dare you to say the fucking words, because goddammit, I think your teeth are going to break when you try to say them. Because I think you know you're fucking wrong. You're a fucking hypocrite. You're just a murdering, slaughtering, torturing, raping, molesting, abusing, fucking goddamn rationalizing hypocrite. And you should get what you fucking deserve. I don't have any fucking guilt. I have fucking hate and contempt. Fuck you.
And not seeing a way to solve that.
Fuck you. Yeah, I can solve it if you're gone, okay? If you assholes quit having kids, the problem's fucking solved, fuckface. You fucking ugly, disgusting piece of shit.
If you want to take longevity, if you want to take wealth, I can't see a measure that you could select or design in which you end up, without radically prejudicing the answer, such that, you know, there's a net negative in the universe.
Well, I mean, this is the point. I disagree with Pyrrho when he says the null point is pointless. I don't think it is. I think if you're gonna take a value system, well, we actually we exist in one. It's called the universe. We already exist in a value system. So if we leave the whole pain thing out in the sense of just 1 second and go back to the equation, well, the net result of the universe creating life is a positive.
If we take pain out, it's a positive. Wow, that's a really brilliant observation, retard. Jesus Christ.
It is the instigation of the need for a dichotomy that one is.
Right. Well, I don't mean to be insulting, but I see that as as a problem in human psychology that I think we need to overcome. When I was taking
Oh, okay. So he can be a skeptic, but if you're skeptical about whether life is running a profit, you need to get over, you have to get over that, right? So if you're afraid of cancer, you need to get over that. If you're afraid of being killed by Monsanto, you need to get over that. Yeah, you're supposed to just be some jolly happy thing riding on the little happy unicorn to the fucking next sunset with maybe you'll have a rainbow. Maybe you'll have a double rainbow as the sun is setting. Wouldn't that be fucking special? Just so super special? That's what this turd thinks we should be doing with our time. Chasing goddamn rainbows. What an idiot. Let's play a little of this because it's so stupid.
psychology, and they're going into negative reinforcement, negative versus positive reinforcement.
Can you just clarify what?
Yeah. Let's just clarify. What's this positive reinforcement? Oh, that's right. We're supposed to be addicted to shit like you. Yeah, right. No thanks, fuckhead.
Oh, 2 legs worse than 1 broken leg. Broken spine worse than 2 broken legs, and so forth. And that falls into, to me, into a purely physical, descriptive situation of one part of the nervous system response, and what he calls subjective. Well, it is kind of a psychology. It's equally just part of a nervous system, neuronal architecture.
So this is just more of the glibites who just sit there and say, hey, pain isn't really pain. Yeah, okay, it's really not bad. You're just making it bad. You made it up. Okay, you just being a little whiny bitch. It's not really painful. Fuck you.
You know, and each of us, the point is our pain response nervous system is very similar, yet the point is there's huge diversity, and that's where the subjectivity word may get picked.
Yeah, there's really not a huge diversity, so this is another lie, okay? I mean, this is just a lie, okay? I could take 100 humans randomly on planet Earth, and I could have them witness their child getting run over on a Chinese street. I could have their child swept out of their arms in the Fukushima flood. Their reactions are all going to be the same. They don't pretend to me that this is confusing, that we all don't want a knife stuck in our ass, that we all don't know what having cholera is. We'd all, if I asked 100 people on the street, would you like a glass of cholera water? Well, you think somebody's going to take it and say thanks? Fuck you.
On it, yeah. Insofar as far as what we call the psychology.
Yeah, what you're willing to allow, kind of thing. Go on, Pyrrho.
I mean, how many fucking times do I have to say this over and over and over? I don't care why something feels. I don't care why something feels. I just care about the fact that it feels something. Why it feels bad is irrelevant. Why it feels good is irrelevant. The only thing that matters is the feeling and its qualitative weight. How many times have I said that? Now, are these guys arguing that? Are they explaining how that is wrong? No, they're just misparaphrasing and pretending I'm saying, I like cupcakes, therefore cupcakes are good. I mean, it's just such a fucking distortion. So, fuck Styzor.
Everybody to be antinatalist. Who's going to do it first? What is the population drop? Who is going to stop having kids first?
They've already stopped. Newsflash, retard. They've already stopped. Okay? Japan has 0 population growth. It would be declining if they didn't have a tiny import population. It's already declining population in most of the native populations of all the European countries. So if it wasn't for the importation, they'd have zero population growth or negative population growth. So let's not pretend that's not already resolved. The only people reproducing are the ignorant, the stupid, the drunks, the fools, the fucktards, the arrogant, obnoxious, evil fuckers. The stupidest people on earth are having all the kids now, jackass. So again, your strategy that somehow the rich are going to outbreed somebody or something. No, the rich don't want kids, you retard. You don't know a single fucking fact. You just talk out of your fucking ass. You don't know shit. You're one stupid motherfucker. So yeah, the only people breeding us into excess are the poor, period. The ignorant, period. The stupid, period. The selfish, period. Assholes. Assholes breed. Okay? Non-assholes find something better to do with their life than jeopardize the welfare of another sentient. Another point I wanted to make on that subject. So again, and as the population would decline, say we voted for, incentives for people not to have kids. That is, we made people pay for having kids. They had to pay the real freight. They couldn't steal somebody else's money to raise their kids. They had to pay for their education. They had to pay for their health care. They had to pay the bills. There'd be a lot less people having kids then. And we did it democratically. So as population declined, there'd still be the same democratic politics, jackass. You could argue that somehow in the future people will say, oh gee, let's go back to being fucktarded, beer-drinking, irresponsible replicators. I'm saying no, they're not going to go backwards. Okay, once they get there, they're not going to go back down that door. And it'll be democratic as it was before. So your fear-mongering that there's going to be some kind of cheating or some kind of impossibility is just that. It's just bullshit. It's just a rationalization again for you not to accept that this is perfectly manageable, perfectly doable. You're just trying to evade the subject with bullshit. Because you're a weasel with no integrity.
Is going to, is the Bush family, when they're the last ones to be convinced, would they carry through with it? Are they ever going to carry through with it? I believe that if you had the most oppressive people that are worse for the world, they're going to last the longest. And at the end, they will enslave their own children.
Right. So, and this is the guy who's telling us that everything's going to be fine. In a few decades, everything's going to be just fine. The magic kids are going to show up. Everybody's going to have magic kids, and they're going to fix all the world's problems. I mean, can you talk out of both sides of your ugly motherfucking face any more clearly? Can you be more forked-tongued? Lying scum. So anyway, now they get into a conversation, I think. Is this where the broken leg shit comes up? This is really quite hilarious, so let me do this one. Where Pyrrho won't even admit that it's better not to have... It'd be better to have one broken leg than two. You can't even admit that.
Bro, we're not the only life in the universe. And frankly, I do believe it's much greater than zero. And, it could even re-arise in this solar system. Though it might be too late for this solar system. Might be too old. I don't know, but...
Well, I would...
He actually used the word fact. He says it's an absolute fact. So again, based on what evidence? Oh, that's right. Absolutely no positive evidence. There's absolutely no positive evidence that life has ever existed except for one time being created on planet Earth. Absolutely no evidence of any other life existing anywhere ever than one life form. Every living thing on Earth has the same DNA molecule at its core. Okay? It all came from one source, and Styzor thinks the source is some foreign planet. Well, that would mean that cells had to go backwards, because a eukaryote, I think that's the right one, a prokaryote, right? Well, whatever. The one with the unformed nucleus can't survive in space. It has to be one with a formed nucleus to have any hope at all. It ain't going to happen anyway, but let's just say it could happen. It would have to be one with a formed nucleus. All right? And it's not going to land on Earth and then get less evolved. Evolution doesn't go backwards, retards. So your theory of alien life form populating Earth is absolute crap by scientific reason. Okay? Not by I say so. No, by facts. Facts relevant to the structure and the biology of life. Facts we know. Not mystery facts, hard facts. Because you're just anti-science creationists now. You're just talking absolute shit for which you have no fucking knowledge. You're just making this shit up because you want your God to be real.
I want to add on to this because I like the whole space thing that you just brought up there. If one is to look at the universe, like I've said before the universe ever existed, there was always going to be life. In this particular instance, we know that because we exist. So life is always greater than. If you look at the universe and is the universe half full of life or empty cup business? Well, yeah, it's full of life, even if we're the only people in the entire universe. It's full.
Yeah, even if we're the only people in the entire universe, it's full of life. So even if it's 99.9999999% sterile, it's full of life. So what's the point? I mean, this is just too fucking stupid. All right? Anybody who knows anything about probability, knows anything about physics, mathematics, knows you can draw no conclusion from just one permutation. None. It's useless information. One permutation is useless as any probabilistic evidence. So, fuck you. This is an inane and idiotic conversation. I can point out lots of logical reasons to recognize that life has little hope in the rest of the universe, especially intelligent life. It can be fundamentally ruled out just because other civilizations would have billions of years head start on us. If they existed, they would have a billion-year head start on us, meaning they would be a billion years more advanced than our civilization. And you're going to tell me they can't broadcast a TV show? Yeah, right. I mean, you people are just so fucking stupid.
To have stopped the auto switching between us. Does anybody?
No, I really want to get to the broken leg part.
Yeah,
man, I don't want to do that shit.
Is the universe half full of life or empty cup business? Well, yeah, it's full of life. Even if we're the only people
I
in
want
the
the broken
universe,
leg shit. I want the broken leg shit.
A subjective narrative on existence itself.
Oh, shut up,
Styzor.
I know, and I confused the thing. You're muted.
Yeah,
Alright, well anyway, I will just describe it. This is about where I left off.
Premise that life basically is only here, I guess. And
yeah, but you see, the thing is, when he's
It's not my premise. Again, you just keep lying, okay? I've never worried about whether life is just here or there's life in the universe. It has absolutely no meaning to the subject of anti-natalism or the subject of what life here is. I'm saying to you, if you want to travel into the cosmos and go shake hands with octopuses, knock yourselves out. You want to go travel through the universe and find a depressive zoinkonoid, okay, who's basically saying, gee, I'm just a fucking desire machine. I'm eating my own relatives on this planet. I suck. And you want to have a conversation with him? You fucking suicidal lunatic? I mean, it really is just so insane. I mean, you're suicidal, and yet you're going to sit there and tell me that the universe is having a great time and you're just missing out or something? Fuck you. They got the same dilemma we have, all right? If there's life in the universe, it got here the same way, through billions of years of absolute carnage. You're happy with that? You're proud of it? You want to have a parade? You want to put their little fucking heads on sticks? Why don't you put all the little dead creatures that ever existed on Earth and put their little dead heads on a goddamn stick and have a fucking parade, you fucking sadistic lunatics. God, you fucking people are crazy. Well, anyway, so there's a part where Pyrrho, right? Hythloday just puts it to Pyrrho. Well, Gary says that, you know, it's obvious that there's a value equation because 2 broken legs is worse than 1 broken leg. And Pyrrho turns that around to say, well, no, it'd be much better to have 2 broken legs. How did he even do that? Yeah, no. He said he conceded. First, he said, okay, it isn't better, and then he qualified and said, oh yeah, it would be better because it wouldn't be better, but not because it would be more painful. It would be better because I could still limp on my bad leg. You see, so like every thought experiment, he changes the frame. Here's the guy who uses the word frame. He distorts and bends the frame that the question was asked in, the acknowledged context, and forces you to rephrase it because he's distorted it. So now instead of saying, okay, we know that 1 kid with cancer is bad, and we certainly know that 2 kids with cancer would be worse. Let's see you turn that into something. Let's see you pervert the simple equation that it would be worse if 2 kids have cancer instead of just 1. Go ahead, explain to me how there's no value difference there. You can't. You have to concede the fact. You're just such weasels and liars. Ugh, you're pathetic and you're evil. So anyway, I guess this is enough for now. So I'll be back later. I'll try to listen to the last hour. Another hour. Hopefully they'll get on some other subject and I can just ignore this. No, they did get on another subject, so I guess I should play them. Well, I'm not going to bother playing it. Pyrrho brought up the politics thing. Okay, he keeps doing this. He says, well, when inmendham first came on, he did inmendham videos and blah, blah, blah. No, he didn't. That's a lie. I put my public access show on, which was about animal rights, the right to die, the same subjects, and it's just a little bit different. Yeah, and I had these political agenda subjects. So, yeah, I did those. The 5 minutes on each subject, I talked about them, did a little spiel on them, and then I got to philosophy and talked about brain science and lots of other things. But the point was I got into a conversation with Fake Sagan and all those assholes about the fact that you can't combine technology and freedom. Because the freedom to abuse technology will mean you are going to die. Okay, you're going to be killed, assholes, because you're too stupid to figure that out. You think you're entitled to your freedom and you have all these fucking rights. Well, you're going to die buried under your fucking rights, you fucking idiots. And you deserve it, and of course, and so I can't feel too bad about it if it only happened to you, but it's going to happen to your kids, which really sucks. Your kids are going to be wrapped up in like a piece of ball of paper and thrown in the garbage. Because you people suck. Alright, they're going to be the victims of your assholery. Okay, you won't pay the real price. They're going to pay the real price. You're sentencing them to a horrible death, and because you absolutely motherfucking suck. But anyway, so and then he's critiquing me. Right, I make these channels, and that's not good enough. I'm supposed to spend all my time on these subjects with which he doesn't even help at all. Okay, not at all. Not one of the subjects does he agree in any kind of constructive manner. He's for stupid things like campaign finance reform. You know, let's prevent them from spending money. You know, let's give the politicians free money, and then they can buy advertising from Google, and yeah, that'll make our politics so much better. Rich people won't be able to make commercials anymore. Yeah, they will be, idiot. Think tanks will still be making commercials. All the agenda engine will still exist. They'll just take the candidate's name off of it. But they'll still make the commercials, you retard. You won't be able to stop rich people from expressing their opinion with their money, retard. Because you're fucking retarded. So what good are you to this politics? You don't even understand what geographic bias is. You're too stupid to figure out that without fixing that, instant runoff voting is almost meaningless because it's still Democrat and Republican then. You still got a two-party system. Instant runoff voting will not kill the two-party system. The only way to kill the two-party system is to allow people to elect congressmen somewhere outside of a district that's going to be controlled by one candidate winning. Winner-take-all legislative bodies you're never going to have democracy that way. You're never going to have representation that way. So until you open up that system, there's fail, and that you haven't supported at all. You've created no channel on any political subject whatsoever, and yet you're critiquing me. You have made no video on this, on any one of these subjects exclusively, certainly not that I've seen. So how dare you critique me, you fucking asshole. You have done nothing to show yourself to be any kind of political activist whatsoever. And certainly nothing on my agenda. So what use, why would I see you as useful? Why would you even mention my agenda when you don't support it, you fucking asshole? I mean, it's just amazing. I'm supposed to do more political videos so you cannot agree with them in any useful way whatsoever or support them in any useful way whatsoever. And the rest of the F-lists are supposed to do that too. God, you are just such an amazing pile of asshole. Just fuck. Amazing pile of asshole. Anyway, till next time.